This conference
I
will
hope
now be recorded.
all of you received the documents, right? Which I sent you yesterday. Today,
Yes,
I
sir.
forwarded all the documentations. Go and study that STLC's Agile also. Agile questions also forwarded. Study them. Okay. Yes. Now, today, let us move into our techniques, different types of techniques we have in software testing. Okay. From today class. Now, purely we'll discuss our techniques. Both see SDLC, agile process, both are for what purpose we use? For developing software. Both are used for developing software. Okay. So some companies will go with agile. You know which companies has to go with agile and what products we have to go with agile. All commercial projects compulsory, business related projects, product related projects compulsory they have to go with agile only. Why? Because competition every weekly once they want, 2 weeks they want. Once we go to Jira class, again we'll discuss agile process will come into picturation again. Okay. See, now come to software testing. See, software testing, any software can be done in two ways. We can go with static testing, we can go with dynamic testing. Static testing, as I told you, verifications. Verification, other name for static testing is called verification. Other name for dynamic testing is called validation. During static testing, we have a lot of review meetings in the companies, like we call management reviews, we can call technical reviews, we can call code reviews, we can call formal reviews, and we can call informal reviews, and they walk through the software. So here it is a verification process. Verification means without executing. Static means, what the meaning of static here? Without executing the process. Dynamic testing means here validation will be done. Here two departments will come into picture during dynamic. One is called white box testing, one is called black box people. White box people, developer, they're doing unit testing and integration testing, whereas black box team, you are going with system testing and user acceptance testing, UAT, user acceptance testing. And if you go with the both combination, white box and black box, that combination is called what? Gray box testing. So gray box testing means having both development knowledge and testing knowledge people comes under gray box testing. Let us see what are the reviews, what are management reviews, what are technical reviews, one by one, one by one. First, let us complete static testing. Yes, see that. Static testing techniques. Static testing is nothing but it is a process of verifying are we developing right system or not. Right system in the sense right application. The static testing will be carried out with help of reviews and walkthroughs. Complete review meetings. 100%. Every organization will have some review meetings. Review. What is meant by reviews? Reviews are nothing but examining a project related work or process related work is called review. Examining project related work or process related work is called review. Like examining during requirements, they have to review the documentation. During designing, they have to review. During coding, they have to review. Different review meetings to be done compulsory. So static testing does not execute the code. We don't want to execute the code. Suppose say for example, you are working under one project here, all of you guys, manual tester, automation tester, developer, everybody. Every day I have to review the process as a manager, as a leader. They have to review the process to know what is happening in the process. Today, as you're working as a tester or a developer, I'll be assigning some tasks today. End of the day, it is my responsibility to review that. I don't know whether everyone is going according to the plan what I gave you. There's a chance to deviate that plan. So for that purpose, they're conducting some type of reviews. They're called management reviews, technical reviews, formal reviews, informal reviews. So what are management review? These reviews will be conducted by top level or mid level management. Top level management is called, who is the top level management? Managers. Who are mid level? Your leaders. Both management means your managers will review, your client side also review, and your leadership also review. Why? To monitor the status of the project. This review will help your management to take necessary corrective actions if there are any slippages. Correct actions, correct actions, look at that, correct actions, corrective actions if there are any slip pages. So what is corrective action means? If at all any employee, or maybe your tester or developer, I'm not bothered, any employee commits a repairable mistake, then corrective actions will be taken in order to correct those mistakes, correct to repairable mistakes. Suppose, say for example, today I asked to write a test case. You have written a test case and you forward it to me. I'm your leader. I will review the test case. You did some mistakes in the test case. Assume that you have done some mistakes. Make that you are not written right test case over there. I should repair it immediately. I can take action immediately to repair it so that you don't do mistakes again in the coming versions. So that at the time of execution, you may not do that mistakes again. But preventive actions are very dangerous actions. Preventive actions, preventive that. Preventive means what? If at all any employee commits a mistakes which is not possible for repair, here possible to repair, but here it is not possible to repair, then preventive actions will be taken in order to prevent such type of mistakes at least in the future. Yes, some employees will be there in a companies, simply coming office going. 1 week I give time. When I'm reviewing your process, still you're not done any work. What does it mean? Maybe you're not interested. Anything maybe, right? So immediately they'll take action that employs. That actions will be very horrible actions. Firing out. Anything. So that cannot be repairable. Say, already I gave you 1 week time, still you're not done. I should be answerable to my client. Client will be asking us. As a leader, I should respond to my client compulsory. So that means what is slippage here? Deviation between planned efforts to actual efforts is called slippage. Deviation between planned efforts. Planned efforts means what? Today I planned something for you here. Today I planned something for you. I want to ensure that you are going according to that plan or you deviating that plan. Chances some employees will be there in companies. If they deviate that plan, the whole process will collapse. Every employee should go according to your leadership, should go according to your managers, should go according to your client. They are preparing some plans and giving you guys. Suppose I'm taken a building plan. If I don't construct that building according to that plan, it doesn't make sense to that client. So that's what we are maintaining supervisors for that, for building construction. Supervisors are nothing but testers or developers. So if you have any deviations, immediately that should be rectified immediately. After developing, if you have deviations, no use. That's what. So management reviews are very dangerous. So every day we have review meetings. Be careful. Whatever plans they're giving you guys, you go according to that plans and develop the software and test the software. That means the best example for management review is daily project status or weekly project status meetings are called management reviews. Daily project status. Daily you will sending your status to your leadership, and weekly ones. Weekly ones in the sense Friday. Today is Friday. End of the week. 100%. You must report and leave office. If you leave office without reporting, they'll call you back. Because they should know what you've done for this entire week so that they can plan for next week. Yes or no? So daily meetings will be there as well as weekly meetings also will be conducted. You have to attend that meetings. That is called management reviews. So be careful. You're observing. You're observing. As we see yesterday class, what are the meetings we have in Agile here? Sprint planning meeting, daily scrum meeting, sprint review meeting, and retrospective meeting. What are daily meetings for us? Daily scrum meetings, right? Why they're going with daily scrum meetings? All of you know that. 100% to know the status of ongoing project. Whatever commitments you have given us, if I don't review daily, I cannot understand whether you have reached that commitments or not. If you go with that meetings, then I can easily understand that. That's what. So every day we have such kind of meetings. Technical reviews. What are technical reviews means? These reviews will be conducted among technical people to decide the best approach of implementation. For there is any ambiguities while implementing a technical job, it's none of your business. It's not a tester business. Technical department will sit together. Whatever that technology they implementing, whatever technology they're choosing, they'll review it again, whether it's right technology or not, what kind of problems we come across in futures, how to overcome. So they'll review them. That's none of your business. Formal reviews, 100%. Formal reviews are nothing but if any review meeting, if any review meeting which is carried out with some kind of systematic procedures and with proper documentations is called formal reviews. Formal reviews means what? You have to come with some documentations. Should come with some systematic procedures. Suppose as a tester, you have written some test cases. Who is author for that is tester. And you're asking to review that. For what you are requesting for what? Formal request. And who is going to conduct that meeting means moderator or inspectors. Leader means your leader. Moderator, who is that moderator? Your leader. And reviewers and inspectors. Who are going to review that? That may be your leaders, maybe your manager, or maybe your client, whoever may be. So that means author is nothing but a fellow who has written a document. Test case written by testing team only. And you're requesting for formal request, a meeting, formal review meeting. And who is going to be moderator inspection means who is going to conduct a main person who leads the review activities called moderator. Who is that fellow? Is nothing but your leader only. Reviewers, inspectors, participants of the review process. Who are going to participate in that review meeting means testing team will participate, your client will participate, your managers will participate sometimes based on no developer here for test case reviews. Scribe and recorder. Scribe and recorder. Who is that? A person who involving recording defects during review meetings is called scribe. It is like a suppose we are having a meeting today regarding test case review meeting. Now I am telling you the mistakes what you done in the test case. Who is going to note that mistakes? Not by leader, right? The fellow who written the test case. So he'll become a scribe or recorder. So that means formal reviews that phases. What are the phases we have in formal review? We can involve in planning during planning phase, formal review because planning phase all of you know SRS will be prepared and project plan will be prepared, test plan will be prepared. That should be reviewed compulsory. Kickoff meeting, any startup meeting, during preparation of test cases and during review meeting, any rework you do, any follow-ups you do. So these are all the phases we follow during formal reviews. So that means what is that formal reviews means inspection and audits are example of formal review. Inspections, audits. What is inspection here? If a formal review is conducted while executing a task is called inspection. Now test cases reviews are going on. What is that? Inspection only, right? Inspection is going on. Audit means what? If a formal review is conducted after completion of a task is called audit. You can take the best example nowadays. One fellow is arrested. When will arrest? When the fellow will get arrested? First, ACBO, CBO will review, will go for inspection, right? They'll go for they don't have rights. They have to inspect first. They have to find out the proofs first. After finding the proofs, then auditing will be done. Auditing will be done by the police department and the court. The same thing here also. Inspection means anything, any meeting conducting in a company, that is inspection is going on. After conducting that meeting, whatever mistakes we come across, we have to rectify them again. Again, we have to go for one meeting for that. How to overcome that problems. So formal review meetings means we have to go with systematic approach, systematic procedures. But whereas informal reviews, opposite to formal. Am I right? Informal reviews means opposite to formal. Informal means what? If a review is conducted without following any procedures and documentations, then those reviews are called what? Informal reviews. The best example, peer reviews, code reviews. Why we call, what is peer reviewer? Peer reviews means what? Sometimes you see in a company, all colleagues get together during HR meeting. We don't want any documentations for HR meeting, right? All of everyone, just to know the rules and regulations, they'll be conducting code reviews. Even when developers are reviewing the code, they don't want going with the documentation, only code. They're checking the code. So any meetings which are conducted without any procedures and documentations, those are called as informal reviews. Peer reviews means what? Just now I told you. Reviews conducted among colleagues called peer reviews. Get together. Simple get together. So this, what is the main object of these reviews finally? By going the reviews, we can find out defects during requirement phase. We can find out defects during design phase, and we can identify any deviation in the any process. We can identify whether everyone is going according to that process or any deviation is going on. And also, this will provide you valuable sessions to improve your process. 100%. Every day, your managers will give guidelines. When you're doing mistakes, they'll guide you. Like in a Scrum, daily Scrum meeting. That's the main purpose of the Scrum meeting, right? So this makes us more easy to improve the process. And walkthroughs. What are walkthroughs here? What is meant by walkthroughs means? A step-by-step presentation conducted by author or domain experts about a subject. In real time, we call KTs. Knowledge transfer sessions are best example of walkthroughs. Yes, yesterday we discussed in SDLC classes also. Finally, yesterday I think, right? Last class I think. Your business analyst. Once the team is formed for the project, both developers and testers will have a meeting with your business analyst, and he will take 7 to 10 days from training session to share that knowledge. He will share that knowledge, don't worry. So that is what the review meeting. Static testing means, now what you understood with static testing means, what I understood in static testing, there is no need to execute the software, ensuring that everyone is going according to the given plan, or any deviations are happening, any valuable sessions you want, so that makes sense to everybody. We are understanding that we are going in right path, we are in right track. That's the purpose of this static testing. That's what static testing is also called as verification. Okay, do you understand all of you guys static testing?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now we have to go with dynamic testing. What is dynamic? What is dynamic testing? So that static is done. Now dynamic, we go with black box testing, BBT. In that black box testing, we have to go for system testing. In that system testing, we have to go with functional testing, non-functional testing. And we'll discuss what is that functional, what is before that functional, non-functional. I want to go with dynamic testing. In that dynamic testing, first technique is white box testing techniques. Who is conducting white box testing here? Basically, what is meant by white box testing? Any idea? What is meant by white box testing? I'm giving definition as per IEEE format. White box testing should explain clearly. White box testing. I'm giving as per IEEE format. Institute of Electrical and Electronic Engineers. White box IEEE means Institute of Electrical and Electronic Engineers. What is white box testing means? Look at that. White box testing is detailed investigation of internal logics and structure of the code. It's a pure development, right? Logics related, none of our business. White box testing is also called as glass box testing or open box testing. Why they give glass box? Glass, when you see your face in a mirror, anything we see in a mirror, it's very close to us and it's very clear. Open box, why they call open box means they have to see the code. While running the code should be visible to developer. In order to perform white box testing on an application, a tester needs to know internal working of the software or the code. Blindly we can't run it, right? That's what. The tester needs to have a look inside source code. You have to look inside the source code and find out which unit, means which module, which program or chunk also we call of the code is behaving inappropriately. That's what. White box testing is conducted on source code by developer to ensure code coverages. They have to ensure the code, whether the code, whatever the code they written, they have to ensure the code is covering correctly or not. That is, does the code is working as per expected or not. White box testing is collectively of integration testing, unit testing and integration testing collectively called white box testing. That's what white box testing can also be called what? Glass box, clear box or open box also we can call. But what is unit testing? What is integration testing? And what is the need of white box testing first of all? Yes, white box testing will help developer finding defects easily as code is visible to them. The code will be visible to them. White box testing will help us to remove as many number of defects as possible. Fixing defects that are identified in white black box are time consuming because root cause analysis is going to take time. Yes, 100%. If the developer is not removing number of errors in white box testing, same thing we are finding during black box. And if report the defect to developer, again time consuming. Root cause means what he has to do, he has to analyze every line of code again. It's a time consuming again. So it saves time for them. White box testing will ensure 100% code coverage. White box testing will ensure 100%. That means at least one time the statement should execute here. So when white box comes into picturization in companies, after developing the source code, once they complete developing the source code, then only they'll start doing this white box testing. So that's what here during this white box we have two types of techniques. What are the two techniques we have? Unit testing and integration testing. So what is unit testing here? Unit testing. What is the meaning of unit testing? Means say for example, assume that we are working with a project Primus or project Primus Bank. In this Primus Bank, we have modules like branches, roles, users, employees. These are different modules. So what developer will do now? Developer will write the source code for the entire modules here. First, he will develop the complete code. After developing that code for all the modules, he will divide these modules into different units. Branches as one unit, roles as one unit, users as one unit, employees as one unit. Unit means modules, components, programs. So after dividing that modules, what is trying to do here? A smallest testable portion in the source code of the application is called unit testing or module testing or component testing, such as functions, procedures, methods, etc., objects, etc. They are going to do a lot of internal things. In the source code of the application are called units. Testing conducted at the units to check does the code is working as expected or not is called unit testing. Yes, now I'm writing one program, program 1, program 2, function 1, function 2. They'll go on writing different things, right? When developing a program by developer, they go on writing program number of programs in that they write functions, they'll write procedures, and they'll write the program, they'll run this program. While they're running this program, to ensure that every statements are correctly participating or not. They want to get the output. If A is greater than B, print A is B. A is a big value, else A is not a big value. If the condition is not defined correctly, outputs we don't get correctly externally. That's what developer has to ensure every program. As I told you, errors or mistakes are found by whom? By the developer only. During white box testing, during unit testing, is running every component, every module, whatever the source code is written, and he has to ensure that every line of code, every line of statements are executing correctly. That's what testing conducted and programmed by developer to check that uh, code behind programming is working as expected, and is called unit testing. They have their own logics here, none of our business. But interview point we are learning, not for real time. So that is called. So unit testing is what? They are dividing that code into different modules, different units. They isolate them. They isolate them. Each and every module should be executed perfectly. Every module has to be tested by developer. Excuse me. And he has to ensure that every module is executing according to his business point of view. So after completion of unit testing only, he'll come into integration testing. What is integration here generally? Even testing team also can start involving from integration testing. What is integration testing here? What is trying to do during integration testing? What happened during unit testing here? What had done by during developer? By unit testing, what he has done so far? Hmm? He's tested individually. All modules tested individually here. All modules he tested individually. Now he has to combine them. Am I right or not? Now he has to combine them. What he has done, now he has to combine all the modules. That's what say. Once unit testing is completed, developers will integrate all source code units and check interaction among all these units, which are called integration testing. Now he is combining all these modules. See, after combining all these modules, after combining, now we got exe file here, right? After combining all these modules, we need to ensure that how interaction is happening between module to module. Data to transfer, he has to check internally how data is getting transferred, whether data is getting transferred correctly or not. So that's what he's checking interaction among all those units. So based on the available of source code unit, integration testing will be carried out in following approaches. One is called Big Bang approach, top down approach, bottom up approach. They have their own approaches to ensure the source code here. What is Big Bang? Big Bang. See that unit 1, unit 2, unit 3, unit 4. What are this unit 1, unit 2, unit 3, unit programs, right? Modules. This approach is recommended when all source code units are available and unit tested. When they tested all units, in this approach, all source code units will be combined together as a large system. Then integration among all these units will be validated. It takes very less time for conducting integration testing. But if any defects are encountered, they'll cause again. They'll become a difficult task for them. Because that's what, if they don't do unit testing directly, if they go for integration testing, if I'm finding defects in unit 3, it's very difficult for developer. Its source code is not one line of code, two lines of code here. They'll write some thousands lines of code, right? It's very difficult to identify. It's very, very difficult to identify. So to overcome that problem, they're ensuring that every module is working according to their business point of view or not. So they'll combine all these modules and they'll ensure every module is working correctly. How data is transferring from unit 1 to unit 2, unit 2 to unit 1, or unit 1 to unit 3, unit 4, or unit 4 to unit 2. So a lot of links will be there, dependencies will be there. They have checked the data transfer, how data is transferring. That's what happens during Big Bang approach. Top down approach. What is top down? Meaning, see that. What is top down? What the meaning of top down? Top down. Meaning, what the meaning of top down here? Coming from top to bottom. Developer has checked from top to bottom model. Suppose, say for example, see that lot of programs written. Main program. In that, he's calling sub 1, he's calling sub 2. Whatever is written, sub 1 is written some functions, procedures. In sub 2 also written some procedures and some functions. Again, he's checking from top to bottom. See, from main program to bottom modules, checking all these modules. And here, stub. Developer using a stub. You know what is meaning of stub? What is that? Incomplete code. Where is we have incomplete code? Incomplete code in function 1. I cannot test this incomplete code. I want to avoid this incomplete code verification during my top-down approach. What is stub here? Stub is a called program. It will call to your main program without disturbing this incomplete code. That means, see, first main programs and sub programs are tested. Main program and sub program tested. Second, sub programs procedures are tested. Next, again main program sub 2 tested. Again sub 2 and function 2 tested. Next, sub 2 and processor tested. So they go on testing each and every module wise. Why? Data transmission. If data is not transferring internally, I'm not talking about external, internal, these are all done internally by developer. That's what this approach is recommended if there are any incomplete programs at bottom level. If there are any submodules are not still completed by developer, they have to ensure that. In this approach, integration testing will be carried out from top to bottom. The incompleted programs at bottom level will be replaced with what? Stubs. Stub is a duplicate program. Stub works like a duplicate program. It won't allow the process not to go to incomplete programs. That's what. Stub is a stipulated program that replaces a called program is called stub. One of the interview question. What is stub in top-down approach? Means stub is a duplicate program. That's it. What it's doing, it will not allow the process not to go to the main modules. Once top to bottom is verified by the developer, there are some modules which are incomplete in main programs. And he has to check the data transfer from bottom to top again. For that, he is going to use bottom-up approach. Bottom-up approach. Top down is, what is top down here? Carried out from top to bottom. What is bottom up? From bottom to top. So here, driver is used by developer. Look at bottom up. What is driver here? A dummy program. A dummy program. He is testing from where now? He is taking from bottom modules to top modules. Suppose there are incomplete main modules. Here we have incomplete sub modules. Then it go for top down. Whenever there is incomplete main modules, then go for bottom up. So he's checking the same way. This approach is recommended when there are incomplete programs at top level. In this approach, integration testing will be carried out from bottom to top. From bottom to top. Incomplete programs at top level will be replaced with what? Drivers. What is driver now? Driver is a program. It's a duplicate program which will not allow to go to main programs. So driver is a calling program. Stub is a called program. Driver is a calling program. To what it is calling? To where it is calling? It's calling to sub modules. What is stub there? Called program. To where it is called? It is called to main programs. So he used lot of logics. And he verifies every logic is working accordingly. So it's nothing to do as a tester. It's none of your business. Just we are getting awareness. In agile company, SDLC company, white box testing will not change here. Only process is changing. Okay. So what is the main purpose of this approaches? All these approaches means they're ensuring that every module, every statement, no errors in the program, and whatever logical errors we have, syntax errors we have, whatever errors we have, they have to rectify them. They have to rectify compulsory. And finally, they'll go with one more approach called sandwich approach, or people all call hybrid approach, also we call it. What is sandwich hybrid means? They're combining, they're combining main modules and main modules and top down and bottom up. Combining both combine means now they are getting one exe file, executable application. That means this approach combines top down and bottom up approach of integration testing. In the middle, in the mid level, modules are testing during drivers and stub. What this stub, what is driver is doing? Driver is calling to sub programs, whereas stub is calling to main programs. They'll maintain this sub and driver, and they'll check all any sub models in middle of that models how they are working. So they have their own logics. So that's how develop. That's what I'm saying. Developing is not that easy. Developing is not that easy. They have to check each and every line of code here. That's what. See, what is code coverage? Code coverage means they have their own formulas. The percentage of code tested during white box testing. Example, say every line 100 lines of code. If 80 lines of code is tested, then coverage is 80%. 100 lines of code, if it is tested only 80 lines of code, then the coverage is 80%. They have their own execution and all this. That's what in white box testing is common for manual testing as automation testing in SDLCs, agile process. Wherever you go, they're ensuring that every functionality, every program what written is executing according to that business point of view or not. Am I clear to all of you guys? Am I clear to all of you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So here nothing to do with the practical not required in the white box. None of our business. But your business starts from here now. From here, it is purely tester techniques. What is that? Black box testing or specification based testing. We'll start Monday. Yeah, no, don't worry. We'll start on Monday. Clearly, from Monday onwards, it's purely tester related. No more developer, nothing. Okay, na? So soon we'll complete these techniques, and then we'll enter into STLC, and there we'll start practical oriented. Don't worry. If I start even, it takes some time. Let us not off of that. Monday we'll freshly start black box, and we'll move to different techniques in black box. Don't worry. Okay, guys.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Okay, sir.
And meanwhile, please go and study the documentation which I sent you. Agile, SDLCs. Study them when you have time.
Sir, I have received the document.
Sorry.
Sir, I haven't received the document.
Sriram, you have given your email ID.
No, sir, Yogeshwar.
Yogeshwar.
Yogeshwar, sir, not Sriram.
Yeah, Yogeshwar. Have you given your
Yes,
email
sir, I
ID?
gave the email ID.
Then whoever given.
Yes, sir, I am receiving videos, but I didn't receive.
Yeah, whatever mail IDs you have given to Narendra, I just forwarded for that.
But I haven't received it, sir. I'll check it once again.
See, if you have given your email ID,
Yes, sir.
you will just do it.
Okay, sir. I'll check it
Sir,
out,
don't
sir.
we have class tomorrow, sir?
No, we don't have class tomorrow. Ma. We'll have next class on Monday.
Okay, sir.
Next Saturday, I'll take up Saturdays also. Okay.
Okay, sir.
1 second. Let me check his mail ID. Yogeshwar, right?
Yes, sir, I haven't
Yogesh, see
received it,
that?
sir. I checked it.
See that? Yogesh dot Vaitala
White love.
at the rate
Yes,
of
sir.
Vaitala. Spelling, check that spelling.
YOGESH dot VAITLA @gmail.com.
VAITLA.
VAITL.
VAITLA. Yeah. Yes.
Yes.
Perfectly given. I sent this to mail only. Yeah.
Okay, sir.
I sent you. I'll check it out again.
Okay, sir.
Yes. See
I'm
that.
receiving the video. The file has, I haven't received it, sir. That's
No. See that. I type your email ID. Have been sent to you. Check in the spam.
one second, sir.
It has been sent to you. See, already you are available. Check in the spam. Maybe. Okay.
Yeah, okay, sir. I'll check.
Okay. Fine. See you on Monday. Yeah. We'll see. Next Saturday we'll plan for Saturday classes also. Okay. Okay, guys.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Fine. Bye bye.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Bye bye.
Bye.